Hey YouTube, it's Corlash1990, and yeah, it's been a while since I posted a video, around like 3 months or so. I've been busy with other things and really just haven't really been feeling it. So back at it though. I'm gonna try and post a video every day this week, and I'm gonna actually get back into doing my deck profiles for the Nightmare Before Christmas TCG. And I did a little poll, and it was a tie between Jack Skellington and the Mayor for which deck I should do. I'll do Jack Skellington next. I will say this is generally in sleeves. I de-sleeved this for other games, so I'll be getting more sleeves to this. So I don't think I'm just like running this deck completely with no sleeves. So I'll go into the cards that are in the deck, and I'll go into some strategy as to why I'm playing the cards that I'm playing. Kind of like I don't want to say in-depth, but a pretty insightful view onto this deck. There is a very clear strategy to this deck as well. So obviously we're playing Mayor, so we're going to start at the Mayor location. Really good for moving cards. Moves a lot of cards and draws an average amount and doesn't really give you a whole lot of pumpkin points, which is totally fine. We'll also play a Back Alley because this is very key to one of our combos that we have. It also draws cards and moves cards. Town Square is just a good location in this game. Adding 4 pumpkin points is pretty good, especially with the 4 activation cost. Scary Bed is pretty self-explanatory. It should go in every single deck. It's the best resource generator the game has, in my opinion. Town Hall, too, because it works with some Mayor cards, and drawing cards and adding resources is good. And then Fountain is also just generically good. Search 3 for a character and add 3 resources. Pretty good. I've tried some other locations, but these were the best spread that I personally found. So now we'll go into the deck. I'm going to separate it by character, creation, and then surprises. It's a lot of characters. This deck is mostly characters, which any Mayor deck is probably going to be a lot of characters. Start off, I'm playing 4 Mayor. This is not the starter deck one. This is the rare one from the booster pack. But and he says whenever a character in your Halloween town other than him is discarded, draw a card. So the weakness to this deck is character removal, so playing a card that nets you whenever they get rid of your guys is always pretty good. And so this deck is not a back alley, a dark alley kind of setup deck. So dark alley is very, very good. If you have a bunch of these certain characters in play, you can essentially turn one of your opponent's locations off for a turn. It kind of locks them out of their main location. So this requires a bunch of people, and we play multiple copies of those characters to draw into them, or if our opponent removes them, we can replay them. More stuff to stack under the Scary Bed, all that good stuff. So I don't really care what these characters do, because these are the 3 characters required to get that combo off. But when Wolfman's played, you may discard another character to draw 2 cards. Decomposing Dude is searching for a card, and this person costs 1 less at Back Alley. So pretty cost effective as well. 2s and 1s across the board. I'll also play Hanging Tree. You can discard characters from your hand to reduce its cost. So again, making use of these extra cards if you don't need them. A good 3-cost character that can be brought up for cheap. Clown is good for some removal. And then again, every deck should play these 3 characters as well. They are the main non-location resource generators in this game. Mainly just Ethan, but running one of each of the parents and then 2 of him for consistency purposes is good. And then I run a bunch of other just random utility characters. Monster Under the Bed is very good, again, with a Scary Bed, so it's kind of self-explanatory. But the witches are good because they can like move around and stuff. Rat is just a good 1-cost character. Same with Winged Demon. More free movement stuff. Undersea Gal can search your discard pile for cards. This guy can filter a card out of your hand. There's like a big glare on my table right here that I thought I was avoiding. Mummy Boy can move. Behemoth is good with Easter Bunny, giving Easter Bunny to your opponent, or you can I think there's an event or a creation where you can, might be an event. Yes, it's a surprise where you can get rid of it to draw some cards. Again, this lets you get more resources if you need them, though typically you don't really need to generate 6 resources in a turn. And then Jack Skellington is just a random 3-cost character. I don't even have his locale. So he's just a good 3-cost character that probably combos off of some other creations that we have. I haven't looked at this deck in quite some time, so getting a little refresher here. Now for the creations, which I think most decks should play some number of creations. So these are all right, though. They're not very synergistic with the deck. Takeoff Ramp is one of Mayor's 5-cost creations, which is good because that's 5 points, and it costs cheaper for people in the town square. Halloween Town Bell can cost pumpkin points less if you have the mayor at the Mayor Mobile and Mummy Boys with the mayor, which is good. Delightful Hat is you can discard a card to reduce this by 2, and this just draws you more cards. So now the actual point of this deck, it's mainly just these 2 surprises. So Dark Alley searches 5 for one of the 3 characters required, or if you have all 3 of them in play, you turn your opponent's locale, one of their locales, face down until the end phase. So any locale that they're really looking to pull off, again, this stalls for a turn. Very, very good card. This is probably one of the best surprises in the game, in my personal opinion. And the other surprise we play is this is Halloween. All creations cost 1 more. All characters cost 1 less. So you can just drop a lot of your characters down to 1 if you can generate 3 pumpkin points or 4, play this, and then just dump your whole hand into play, basically. And then finally, Bunny, because it searches for Behemoth or Easter Bunny, and it allows you to discard Easter Bunny to draw 4 cards, which 4 cards is a lot, because then this will also replace itself at the end of your turn. So this is trading 2 cards for 5. It's a pretty good exchange rate, I would think. Now, I will say this deck is not a budget deck, though this game in general is not very expensive. Even the foil cards they're not a lot of money. But this deck it has a lot of rares. So if you're looking to buy booster boxes to try to open all this stuff up, it'll take quite a few. Typically you get 1 of every rare in a booster box. So yeah, you're probably going to need about 4 booster boxes at minimum. And there's crazily enough, this game is starting to get a little expensive. I remember buying boxes for about $10 a piece, including Christmas Town, which that seems to be going for about $75 now, which is just insane. But this deck is fun. It's like the aggro version of a deck for this game. That's the best way I can describe it, as I'm crappily getting all my cards stacked together again. And you just want to time when you play Dark Alley right. You want to wait for them to get their good locale out, so it might take a few turns. But you're going to be using those turns for searching your characters and then just flooding the board with as many characters as you can. I will say this deck's main weakness is character removal, especially if it's spot removal. Getting rid of your key characters to trigger your Dark Alley, or any of your characters needed to make your creations cheaper, mainly these 2. But this deck is a lot of fun. The skill cap for it is not as high as other decks, like my Oogie Boogie deck I have. And it's a blast, especially when you draw a bunch of cards. And luckily this locale draws you 3. So if you have the Ethan out to generate just a couple pumpkin points, you can just dump a couple characters right there. And yeah, that's it. I'm trying to keep this video under 10 minutes. I'm just going to try and keep most of my videos under 10 minutes, maybe 15. But yeah, anyway, thank you for those who have been sticking around. I know I lost a couple subscribers, which is, for one reason or another, I kind of figured. I hadn't been here for 3 months. So anyway, thank you for those who stuck around. Continue to comment, partake in my polls, all 2 or 3 of you. I really appreciate it. It makes this more enjoyable for me. And yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow for another deck tech. I think I'm going to continue doing these, though. Eventually, I want to showcase all of my decks for all of my dead card games. I might do a video showing all of them off. it's a lot. I have way too many games. I collect way too much crap. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.